Usman Khawaja, born December 18, 1986, is an Australian cricketer who currently represents Australia and Queensland. Khawaja made his first-class cricket debut for New South Wales in 2008 and played his first international match for Australia in January 2011. Khawaja has also played county cricket for Derbyshire, Glamorgan, and Lancashire, and 2020 cricket in the Indian Premier League for the now-defunct Rising Pune Supergiant franchise. A left-handed top-order batsman, Khawaja was awarded Player of the Australian Under-19 Championship in 2005 and also played for Australia in the 2006 U19 Cricket World Cup in Sri Lanka as an opening batsman. He made his first-class debut for the New South Wales Blues in 2008. In the same year, he hit consecutive double centuries for the NSW second 11, a feat never before achieved by a NSW player. On June 22, 2010, it was announced by Cricket Australia that Usman Khawaja would be a part of the Australian touring squad to play Pakistan in a two-test series in England. Since 2011, Khawaja has played for the Sydney Thunder in the Big Bash League. In BBL 05, he was the second highest run scorer, 345 runs, and averaged 172.50 runs per match. Khawaja signed a contract to play for county side Derbyshire in the 2011 English domestic season. He played in 4 county championship matches, averaging 39.87 with the bat and scoring a century, 135, against Kent. After his county stint, he made 5 further test appearances in 2011, scoring 1 half-century, 65, against South Africa. He was dropped from Australia's Test team after the home series against New Zealand, making way for Shaun Marsh upon Marsh's return from injury. Lancashire signed Khawaja as an overseas player for the 2014 county season for all formats. Khawaja scored 86 runs on his debut against Durham, but in vain as Lancashire lost by 27 runs. He plays club cricket for Valley District Cricket Club in Brisbane. In August 2015, Khawaja was appointed as captain of the Queensland cricket team, replacing previous captain James Hopes. In April 2018, he was signed by Glamorgan County Cricket Club to play in the 2018 Vitality Blast tournament in England. Khawaja was selected as part of the 17-man Australian squad for the 2010-11 Ashes series. During the third test, Ricky Ponting fractured his finger and Khawaja was named as a standby if Ponting could not recover in time. He was subsequently selected in the Australian cricket team to play in the 5th test against England in Sydney on January 3, 2011. On January 3, 2011, Khawaja became the 419th Australian to be presented with an Australian cricket test baggy green cap. Khawaja became the first Muslim and first Pakistani-born Australian player to play Test cricket for Australia and only the 7th foreign-born cricketer to do so in the last 80 years. Before the 3rd Test against India in March 2013, Australia suspended Khawaja, along with James Pattinson, Shane Watson and Mitchell Johnson following a breach of discipline. Michael Clarke, the captain, revealed that the step had been taken as a result of repeated infractions which led to Watson flying back home and contemplating Test retirement. Some former players reacted with astonishment at the decision taken by the team management. Khawaja made his Test return in the 2nd Test of the 2013 Ashes series, replacing Ed Cowan. In his first Test in more than 2 years, he scored his maiden Test century, in the first Test against New Zealand on November 5, 2015. In which he scored 174 with 16 fours and 2 sixes. He made this return in his 10th Test in the coveted number 3 position, helping Australia to an emphatic victory. Since his return to Test cricket, Khawaja has scored 4 centuries in 6 matches. He made his 2020 international debut for Australia against India on January 31, 2016. During the 2015-16 season, Khawaja was in spectacular form for Australia and his domestic T20 franchise the Sydney Thunder, with many pundits hailing his renaissance as a batsman since being dropped from the Australian team in 2013 and recovering from an injury in 2015. He also switched to using Kookaburra equipment. Additionally, Khawaja set a record for becoming the first ever batsman to score a Test century in an innings of a day-night Test match at home soil and still has the record for the second highest individual score in a day-night Test innings. Khawaja played his first Test match against the country of his birth, Pakistan, on December 15, 2016 at the Gabba. When asked about the significance of the match, he described a moment of confusion outside the change rooms.